everyone. So today in this class I'm going to teach you how I'm going to teach you about CSS box property. Okay, now here I have created a new file called practice.html, and here what I'm going to do now, first I write the doc type. Okay, so doc type HTML, and then HTML tag as usual, and within this what, head section, and then body section. Okay, now in the head section you have learned one tag, title, right? So we'll use that one. I'll give a title CSS box model, right? And then in body section, whatever we will do in the body, it will be shown in the page, as I have already discussed. So in the last class you have learned about div. You have learned about div, you have learned about div ID, and also you have learned about style tag in the head section, isn't it? The style tag in the head section, we'll use that today as well. So to style our div or any other element, whatever we use inside the body section, we can style them inside this style tag using different attribute. Now in this div I'll write something. I'll write this is my div. You can write any text, okay, any line, one line, two lines you can write. I'm just writing one line here now. So in the last class probably we did some width and height. We'll do those as well. I'll give a width property. Before giving the property, I have to mention for which element I am giving the property. So for this div, okay, there is only one div, so I can write here div. But if there is more than one div, what we have to do? We learned about ID. So it's a good practice to use the ID attribute when you are making div. So I'll give it an ID. I'll give my div. Okay, you can write anything. So to style this my div ID, I will mention here how, with a hash at the front. Hash my div, then open curly bracket, closing curly bracket. Within that I'll mention width. We already did it in the last class, I think. I will give it an width. Okay, first I will not give any width. We'll see how it's looking. Okay, I'll just give it a background color to that div. Background color, I'll give it a which color? Maybe this. Okay, Control S, save, and then Control F5. Yeah, see, it's opening in the browser. It's showing CSS. Oh, I wrote title where? Look. See, I gave the title tag, but I wrote something else. See, these things you have to be careful. It's not tit, it's title, T-I-T-L-E, title. Yeah. See, you have to be careful about your spelling, sometimes about the space, semicolon, okay? And this is the div, and I gave it a background color. Right now I didn't mention any width, height or anything, so it took the whole width of the page. Okay, and height just as required for this text. But now I'm going to mention some width and height. Now for this div I'll mention width, suppose 500 pixel. What is pixel? Pixel is the unit for measurement on the screen, like computer, iPad, mobile, everywhere. There are a lot of other units as well. I'll discuss those later gradually. So width, height, I will give same. So it will make a square. Okay. Now just refresh the page. See, it became a square. Okay, so 500 width, 500 height. Now I want to give it a border. Okay, so this is a new attribute we are learning today about border. Now when you are giving the border, suppose which color border I will give. Suppose green. Now see what happens. Nothing happened. Refresh the page, nothing is happening. Why? Because I didn't give any size of the border, like how deep the border will be. Okay, you have to give it a size. Suppose give 1 pixel. 1 pixel solid green. That means 1 pixel depth. The border depth will be 1 pixel. Now see, refresh. See, you got a border. That is 1 pixel width border. Okay. Now I want the border to be a little more deep. Okay. Instead of 1, I will do 10 pixel. What happens? Refresh. See, it's more deep. Okay. Okay. Now, as per your requirement, you can play with this and to make it not 10, not 1, 20 pixel. Just to make it more. Yeah. See, so this is a nice box now. Okay. But I want to give some space to the left, top, and right and bottom as well, everywhere. How to give that? We have to use margin property. What is margin? You know, in your notebook, sometimes you use the ruler and give it a margin to keep some space outside your text box. So similarly here also, when you use the margin, it will give it a space. Now, in VS Code, start writing margin. You see, you will get quite a few options here. Only margin, margin top, margin bottom, margin left, like that. Now, it's quite self-explanatory. Margin top means it will give margin to the top of the border. Margin bottom means it will give at the bottom of the box. Margin left means it will give at the left of the box. Margin right means right of the box. Okay, and always remember margin means it's the empty space outside the border. Okay, not inside, outside. I'll use normal margin, so it will give the empty space to all the 4 areas. So I will use a margin of suppose 30 pixel. Okay, all 4 sides 30 pixel margin. Just see the changes. See the changes here, how it's changing. Okay. Now maybe you will need margin top probably more 100 pixel you want. You can do this anytime. Okay, I'll tell you, you play around with this margin in your home, like you use margin top, margin right, all these things, and play around with that. Okay, and similarly I am going to use padding also. Padding means what? Margin, you have seen that it's outside this border, outside the green border, it's giving empty space. Padding will give you empty space inside this border. Like here our text, this is my div. See, it's written on the top left corner of the box. But I don't want like this. I want to keep some space empty here. Okay. So what we have to do, we have to use padding. Just like margin, padding will also have similar options. Only padding, that will keep padding in all four sides. That means that will keep empty spaces in all four sides. Padding left will keep empty space only left side. Padding top, only top. Padding bottom, only bottom. Padding right, only right. Now I am using the normal padding. I will give it a padding of suppose 30 pixel as well in all four sides. Okay. So let's check what happens. See, it left the empty space. You see? Alright, so similarly, if you want more space, you can use more padding. You can use only top padding or only left padding, only right padding as per your requirement. So I'll suggest you play around with that also, like padding top, padding right, all those stuff. You just try how it goes. So play around with these things. So now should be clear about what is margin and what is padding. So margin is outside the border and padding is inside the border. We are going to use this box model a lot of time in lot of situation. We can, like here I just created a div. Okay, I showed you this margin padding with the div, but the same thing can be used in any element. Like it can be used for a paragraph, it can be used for a link tag. When we are going to develop the website, maybe we are going to use this with our link tag. I'll show you there how to do that. You will be more clear, but before that you need to be clear about this concept, that what is border and what is margin and what is padding. Okay, so hope it's clear to you. Now play around this a little bit more, like I'll just show you a little bit. Suppose the margin I have used here 30 pixel for all. Suppose instead of doing this, I will do margin top, maybe 200 pixel. Margin left, maybe 50 pixel. Remember, when I am writing this 50 pixel, see between the 50 and the pixel, there is no gap. If you give it a gap, it's not going to work. You will not get any result on the screen. Okay, so you have to be careful about the syntax. There will not be any gap. Okay, so Control S, save. So what I did here, margin top 200. Oh, see, I forgot to mention the pixel. So all this thing you have to be careful. If you forget, it's not going to work. So margin top 200 pixel, margin left 50 pixel. Now refresh. See, it changed the position. So on the top I did, I think, how much, 200 pixel, left 50 pixel. So as per that, it changed the location. So this way you can play around with different amount with the margin top, margin right, margin left, margin bottom. Okay, and similarly with the padding also you can play around. Like suppose padding top, I will give maybe 250 pixel. Okay, and then padding left, maybe 150 pixel. Okay, now see how it goes. Say the empty spaces, as I have mentioned, 250 pixel on top, 150 pixel in the left, it left the empty spaces like that. Okay, so as per our requirement, our project requirement, whatever we will need, we can play around these properties, margin and padding, and we can set the things. Okay, so designing means it's like that. You have to try and you have to see what you want to make, and then you have to increase and decrease the measurement units. Okay, so now it's clear what is margin, what is padding, what is the CSS box model. It's very important to understand this one, because the same technique we are going to use for different types of element. Like here we have used this for div. We can use the same thing, margin, padding, in other elements like paragraph, heading, even anchor tag. Like when we will create the nav bar for our website, there we will use this attributes with the anchor tag also, like a tag, anchor tag, the link which we will create. There also we are going to use this same concepts, margin, padding, and all. Okay, so yeah, so I'm going to stop it here today. So watch this video again and again and stop and practice, because these concepts are very very important. And from next week we are going to start creating our first website. Okay, so that's going to be really exciting. And in next class we are going to create a nav bar first. Okay, in next 2 weeks, within 2 weeks we will create our first website, and then we'll learn how to host that website in GitHub for free, so that in future also, when I'll not be there, you can make your own website. You can learn more and more design practice and apply those in your website and host in internet, and you can show your friends and family that what you have made. Okay, and now I'll just quickly show you how you are going to open the meeting in the next week. So I am just trying to make it more systematic so that you can use the all the resources easily. So www.paramita.blog. Here you can see there is YouTube link. If you click on YouTube link, you will reach to my channel. You will be able to see all the videos. And if you click on join meeting, you'll be able to join the meeting on your time, which is next Sunday 11 a.m. And then if you come down under the banner in the bottom left corner, you will see second meeting. Click here. Okay, that now this one can be a little bit changed, because I have a plan to make it a nice button and all, but it will be written there second meeting. Okay, so you will be able to see first meeting, second meeting, like that. So when you finish the first meeting, I will tell you there, use the second meeting button to join the second Zoom meeting. Okay, now if you click here in the YouTube, just click it, and then you will reach in my YouTube channel. And here in the same place you will be able to watch all the video. Okay, my internet is quite slow today. See, this is the part 1, JWD part 1, JWD part 2, and the today's video I am going to upload there, that will be JWD part 3. You'll be able to watch this video as well. And another thing I'm just showing you, you can see the home videos. If you click on videos, you will be able to see all the videos whatever I like. There is about GitHub also some videos that will be helpful for you. And then playlists. If you go to the playlists, that's more useful. You see here one playlist is called HTML CSS for absolute beginner. That is the playlist for your use. Just click there. If you click here, you'll be able to see all our JWD part 1, JWD. This is the visual code. So you'll be able to see part 2, part 1 of the videos here. Okay. So don't worry about this at this moment. So basically, if you come to my website. Just click on the YouTube, you will reach all the videos there. Okay, and the join meeting, and here at the bottom, second meeting, click. There will be some nice button actually in future. Anyway, you will be able to see second meeting here at the down. You are going to start the new website in next week. Okay, so till that time, watch this video and practice again and again. Play around with the margin, padding, background color, border, all those stuff. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Bye bye.